Miss Bryan. I'm going to read to you Where the Wild Things Are, written and illustrated by Maurice Sendak. And I am in my basement art room. Where the Wild Things Are. That the night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another. Let me back up so then. Pages are a little tricky, guys. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew and grew and grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. An ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through the night and day. And in and out of weeks, and almost every year, to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars, and gnashed their terrible teeth, and rolled their terrible eyes, and showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once, and they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all, and made him king of all wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild ruckus begin or start. I love the illustrations. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then all around, from far away across the world, he smelled something good to eat and good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye and sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day and into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. So I wanted to show you one detail I really love about Maurice Sendak's illustrations. He does a great job with using the elements of art, and he does the textures called cross hatching. So if you look closely, that's called cross hatching. And down here is hatching when it's one direction. Okay, so you can see different patterns and lots of textures. These are also creating the element of art called value And he has great drawings where he draws the three-dimensional objects, so that's called form. So if we look at my makeshift art elements of art, I know it's backwards: color, shape, line, form, value, texture, and shape and space. Sorry, I'm reading upside down. You can see that Maury Sendak is a great artist on showing those different elements of art. Thank you all, and it was great, and I would like to share with you a couple ways that you can do some art lessons to incorporate the wild things. And I saved this from the newspaper a couple years ago, showing 50 years celebration. It was actually at the art museum in the Delaware Art Museum. So it was one of his memorial exhibitions. This is a lesson I've done. If you happen to have some supplies like this, you too can create a wild thing using some found objects around, some scrap paper. Okay, if you don't have the construction paper, you can do another version of my wild things lesson. So you might want to do a drawing and take a piece of paper, so you have the shape for the wild thing, and make it imaginative and creative. And then I did some watercolor on this one. Now on this one, I did more of the bull wild thing, and this one I did in oil pastels and crayon. So you can see. So those are some ways that you can do your wild things. So also I want to show you a little bit here. So you can see this example are some student examples. Okay, and they did the sketch first. And when you're all done, you can write about your wild thing. And what I asked was to name your wild thing, describe your wild thing, and also where did you find your wild thing? When did you meet your wild thing? And why do you think your wild thing met you? And how are ways that you can encounter your wild thing? So there are some ideas that you could write about, so you can incorporate writing. And that's pretty much it. So I want you to have a great day. I can't wait to see your ideas. And I will post this to my Clever site and to the YouTube channel for Laurelwood Grove. I also am looking forward to sharing them on the Related Arts Flipgrid. So take care, guys. It was fun.